EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to one of our favorite spots, venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Bears. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line.
Check. Round 80. Check 45 to Mike. It's our time. It's our time.
On first down, Whittington. He'll have a first down past the 40. And finally, down at the 41-yard line. 17 yards, first down, Vikings.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. Remember, of course, he threw 5 interceptions in that loss last week. Opening drive, same result here.
But it's hard to believe that you can throw 5 in the previous week and start out your very next game the exact same way. He's going to need a lot of support on his own sideline. Make sure he gets really fully, mentally into this one.
The Bears in good field position to start out 1st and 10 at their own 44.
41 to Mike. Charlie. Check 41.
Throwing to start the drive. Martinez got his man complete over the middle. That's Flowers. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 14 yards into Chicago, first down.
41's coming. 41's the ball. I want that. Smoke. Give me that ball, defense. Give me that ball. Give me that ball, defense.
On first down, Martinez looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Flowers. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A good pickup there at 22. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Our game not even 2 minutes old, but a quick red zone opportunity. 1st and 10 right at the 20.
Check.
Going to give this time to the tailback. Now a flag comes in from the umpire after a gain of about 4. And this looks like it's going to be holding.
Get ready. 15 lining. Bang. Go.
Now a give right side. It's Brooks. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. 9 big yards on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
Martinez looking to throw on 2nd down. And this is caught at the 8. The Bears on the move. They've got another first down.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, that has to be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
Chances are good he's going to be a very busy guy. 2 catches already in this opening drive, and they were looking his way for a third.
I think they put this defense on notice that could be a really, really frequent combination. Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. Here's 2nd and 8. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Now Martinez going to throw on 3rd and goal toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now, since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away. But they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. So he got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Let's get it.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. Going long here for Wallace. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
The Vikings send out their punter. Tariq Cohen is deep for the Bears. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10.
Let's go.
To throw is Martinez on 1st and 10. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
Nice 7, let's go. 41's the mic, 41's the mic. Check 41. All you get is a headache.
Here's Martinez throwing again. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. He's picked off just shy of midfield. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. So after the INT, it's Allen. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. 17 yards, 1st down, Vikings. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming. From the gun, it's Allen. And he's able to find Diggs. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
I used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands.
And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings have taken the lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break.
Got it. 53's mine. Check. 53's mine. Here we go. Here we go. Wahoo! 53's the mic. 53. Check 53. Pick it up. Pick it up. Pick it up. 53's the mic. 53's the mic.
Martinez now on 1st down. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off around the 27. And he'll actually lose about 7 yards on the return, but they have possession of the football on the turnover. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Come on out here. Come get some. Come get some.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And shedding the tackle, and now some room. He's at the 50, the 30, 10, touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. An 80-yard touchdown. And the Vikings get the quick strike touchdown. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
Extra point right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll break. Get out to the 25 on the touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. 9 good yards there on the run, and now 3rd down.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
14 yards in a Chicago 1st down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw again. Martinez. He's airing it out for Williams. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
I would say it'd probably be a good idea for him to reintroduce himself to his receivers at the half because they're definitely on different wavelengths. But I also don't advocate waiting that long. Next series, before you get out there, hey, let's get together, guys. Let's get this thing moving.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. A gain there of 12 yards and a 1st down for the Bears. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
53 is the mic. Rabbit, rabbit. Rabbit, rabbit. Let's go, let's go. Ready.
Looking to throw. Martinez. Oh, he nearly picked it.
Big stop, let's go.
Maybe daylight in front of him if he could have held on. Instead, 2nd down.
Well, man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
Yeah, really should have been back-to-back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there.
Watch the curl. Watch the curl. 59's Mike. Protein spill. 59. Check, check.
On 2nd down, it's Brooks. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year as his guys are back within a single score. Lutz with the extra point, and that makes it a 14-10 ball game.
Makes the score Vikings 14, Bears 10.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Allen, and that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
And Diggs has it. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
Let's talk a little football 101 here because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Forced out to his left. He'll run it. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the 1st down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Now Allen. It's complete to Diggs. And he will have the 1st down as he gets this to the 47. And they just keep marching right along. 1st down on a pickup of 8 there. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 47. Now a handoff looking right. And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
And 4 at the Bears' 41-yard line.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And again this time to the tailback. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 31-yard line. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Allen now 5 out of 10, 50% throwing it. Not so hot, but he does have a 1st down. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Over the middle, complete. That's Brooks. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the 1st. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. And, oh, it'll be intercepted. Snags it for the pick. They are in an interception mood on defense. Had two nice interceptions a week ago. Now two here in the first half.
Yeah, we call it ball hawking. And the only way to truly be good ball hawks is not guessing. It's not just simply anticipation. It's study and understanding what they like to do and beating them to the spot and creating big plays.
Well, they're watching the film, and it's working. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. Martinez to throw on second down. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Flowers.
Complete to number 82. A gain of 11 makes it 3rd and 1.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on third down.
Hey, 4-1's Mike. 4-1's Mike. Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time. Yep. Check, check, check. Motion out of the backfield. Motion out of the backfield. 41's the Blue Dog Quarkers. Blue Dog Quarkers. And we're pretty quiet. Let us.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
No gain on this defense. Zoom, fellas. Let's go. 53, ready, go.
Now Martinez. From the gun, he'll throw. He's going to loft one. Deep left. It's caught inside the 25. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10.
Delta. Let's go, let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Mike, 53.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. A 20-yard touchdown. And the Bears have retaken the lead. Lutz good on the extra point, and the lead is now 2. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Will Lutz set to kick off.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And you have to figure they won't just sit on the football here in the final minute. The way things have gone, they need to try to make something happen offensively.
But maybe they should. Maybe they should sit on it here because of what you just said. They haven't made anything happen offensively. Getting ready to go into the half, give them a chance to take a deep breath, exhale a little bit, and start over. I don't know if this is the time to push it myself.
Yeah, right now under 100 yards of total offense. On 2nd and 1, Allen, he'll rifle this one. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down. And it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
C6. I know what you got. What you got, Heavy? See it. It's on. Give me some. Give me some. Here we go. Let's go.
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. Just a gain of a yard in what all likelihood will be the final play of the first half.
Brings up 3rd down and 9.
So we come upon halftime here at Soldier Field with the Bears out in front. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. This is taken about 7 yards deep. Oh, good hurdle. Accelerating, and off he goes. The 40, 30, the 20. Touchdown, Chicago. Officially, that goes down as a kick return of 107 yards. What a run as the Bears push further out in front.
And talk about taking words and bringing them to life. At halftime, I will guarantee you in their locker room, they talked about pressing the kicking game because you can get an advantage if you do it right, and they just did.
Lutz with the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. That's fielded in the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. They'll run on first down. Whittington. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's a throw out wide complete to his running back right side. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way, lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film. I'm trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown in. Frankly, that should have been another pick right there. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we've got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 16 yards is the pickup there and a first down for Chicago. On first down, Brooks. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. It's a pickup of 10 and a Bears first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
Well, partner, I think the defensive fellas got the memo, and they decided to cover him on that play.
Yeah, he's already up over 100 yards in this game. They tried a deep shot, couldn't get it.
Yeah, when you've had that much success, finally someone said, let's try and put a stop to it and put people on him.
And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off near the 32. And he'll take it across midfield to the 46-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Mike, 45. All day.
Throwing on first down is Allen. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down. A nice, safe throw and a good one.
10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down.
It's a gain of 10. And the Vikings first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on first and 10.
Check three.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
And he'll go down at the 28.
You got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to third and manageable with that run.
Allen now on third down, escaping the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. Josh Allen, very athletic at 6'5", showing the versatility, picking up the first on the scramble.
Someone knew exactly where he needed to get to pick up that first down. Now, I'm not so sure about the technique in getting there, but he went for it, and he got it.
Exactly. He knew where he needed to get, because remember, if he slides, when that derriere dips, if you will, that play's over.
The derriere dips, I like that one.
Yeah, been working on it for a little bit. Allen now 9 of 17 through the air.
Watch the run.
Now they try the right side here. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there. His third touchdown of the game and fourth on the year, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a three-point game. Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. So that'll back them up 5. Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. It's up and good, and this now becomes a 24-21 ball game. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Martinez. And some room to roam now. Then he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now they'll run it on the toss. Gets past one man. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Allen now looks to throw. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a 4th pick. And it's 3rd down. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You've got to cash in and get some points.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He's got Smith here. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. And no signs of the field goal unit. They're going for it on 4th down. Back now at Soldier Field. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. And his kick is good. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. So with less than a minute gone by here in this 4th quarter, the field goal there gets this thing back to even.
And it's setting up for a fantastic finish, isn't it, partner? It's been a well-played game, a hard-hitting game. The fans are into it. The announcers are into it. This is going to be a great 4th quarter.
And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And last time, 1 play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the 1st. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10.
59's Mike. 59's head.
Looking to throw. Martinez. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Going to give this time to the tailback. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. The Bears on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 16. Back to throw. Martinez going right side here, and that's complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 37. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Looks like he's going to get a couple here on this first down carry, and that'll make it 2nd and 8. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, go.
To throw is Martinez. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Got his man on the comebacker. That's 4th. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 19.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
They'll run on first down. It's Lloyd. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
A field goal could get him the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line.
If you're looking for glory, looking to get your name in the headlines, you do not want to play nose tackle. But how about what we just saw there? The ability to hold people up, take on extra blocks, and actually slip them and make a tackle on that play. That's big time.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
80 weapon.
They'll try to run this one in. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. And he'll give it here to his running back. No gain on the play that time, so a big stop, and it's going to leave him with a 4th and goal. Got to kick it, right? I mean, even the short yardage, you boot this thing, don't you?
Yeah, but I know how aggressive you are. I know what you want. You want to go for it, don't you? You're feeling it, aren't you?
Yeah, but treat it like a football game, not like Madden.
I like that. Yeah. Fight the temptation, kick the field goal, because if you go for it and don't get it, you put a lot on your defense in a short amount of time.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And no movement for the field goal unit to break this tie. They're going to go for this thing. 4th and goal. Here we go.
Come on, boy. You better. Ready.
Here's Martinez. Throwing on fourth down. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And they will take a 7-point lead now.
Makes the score Bears 31, Vikings 24.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Super tough.
Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down.
Brings up third down.
Round 80. I got you, punk.
To throw is Allen. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on fourth down.
Hey, Foxtrot.
Allen will look to throw for it on fourth. And that's caught by Smith. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings. Allen to throw. He's going to let it fly. And this would have been intercepted if he could have gotten the feet in. He didn't, so it's incomplete. Boy, that one really could have turned this thing upside down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Back to throw. Allen. Now a desperation throw deep. And that's caught inside the 30. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute.
Yes, it was a touchdown, and not just a TD, but how about a long touchdown that puts them in a great position now.
And now just an extra point away from tying this thing. A very important extra point there, up and good, and we are tied here in the fourth quarter. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
61. Matchbox, right. By 7, let's go. Chalk off. Ready, go.
They'll keep it on the ground. Lloyd. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go.
46-yard line.
Here we
6
go.
yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Let go. Single. Motion, 89. Watch 89. I got him. 41's the mic. 41's the mic. Check 41. Yeah,
2nd and 4. This is caught by Williams. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 43-yard line.
Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Foxtrot. Hey, 41's mic.
2nd and 5. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
To the sideline and incomplete. Brings up 3rd and 5.
They will look for some important yardage on 3rd down. From here, it would be a 60-yard boot.
Orbit. Mike's 59. All day, dog.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. Able to slither by. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now.
Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 3.
Now a first throw here in overtime. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Flowers. It's a pickup of 10 and a Bears first down. Part of the reason we're in overtime, all the interceptions he's thrown in this game, but that was a good throw right there.
Hey, he's really not daunted, is he, partner? I mean, it's been interception palooza for him, and he's still pushing it downfield, trying to make a play, and he was successful on that throw.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Well, I know you're toward the middle of the field here, but still, 4th down this distance, you got to punt it right.
That's definitely the first instinct because you say, okay, let's just play some field position, make sure we don't lose the game here, turn it over in a key spot. But if you feel really good about your trigger guy, if you feel great about him, you might want to leave the ball in his hands and let him work his magic.
So a big move here, playing to win in overtime. They're going to go for it on 4th down.
Delta. 41's coming. 41's a Mike. We own them. We own them. 41 Mike. Ready.
On 4th down, Martinez. And this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position.
Round 80. Monday. Checked up.
Now a handoff looking right.
Let's go. Come on. Run to the ball.
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Check 45's the Mike. Let's go, baby. Turn up.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get 4 here down to the 35-yard line. Overtime with less than 2 minutes to play, and we are still all tied.
Alert, alert, alert. I'm coming after you.
On 3rd down, Whittington. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This from 54 yards away. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And that changes everything here in OT. Well, when you get that ball in OT, that's not the chance you envision, and the long field goal attempt here winds up lacking.
And you don't want to hang too much of this on your kicker, but he's going to leave you in a tough spot as well because you give your opponents excellent field position to start their...
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime.
At the 46-yard line.
Ready, ready. 60 out clock. It's a party now. It's a party now. Go. 53 is the mic. 53 is the mic. Double dog, double dog. That's the way. Let's go, let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
Martinez now throwing on first down. Throw left side complete. That's Flowers. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. 16 yards is the pickup there and a first down for Chicago. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now a run with Anderson. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Good solid gain on first down, about what you'd expect from the big guy carrying the ball.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Yeah.
At the Vikings 27-yard line.
53. Come, baby. I'm coming, baby. Woo! Go.
Martinez to throw on 2nd down. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Ford. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, tried to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters what you wanted, but how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for the Bears, they'll finish the first half of the schedule dead even at 4-4. And they'll get a few extra days to savor this one before they take on the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, the turnaround hasn't materialized as they fall to 2-7. And they're going to get an extra week to stew over this as they're not back in action until week 11. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.